Hello everybody. In this video, I'm very excited to share with you the newest wave of Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures. This is wave 11. I was very excited and very lucky to find these at Target today. I really was not expecting to find anything new. It's been quite a while since I've seen anything new at any of the Targets or Walmarts that are around me. Actually, yesterday I went to a couple Walmarts looking around and didn't find anything. And I called a couple different Targets and they told me that they didn't have any Power Ranger figures at all. I've been checking the website, I've been checking the app, and yeah, just everything says not available. So today I wanted to go out and get, actually I wanted to go get some coffee. And I just thought to myself, you know what, let me just go to the Target and just see. So when I got there, they actually had 4 of the Dino Fury Red Ranger figures, and they had 1 of the Dino Charge Pink Ranger figures. And I just thought it was weird that they would have 4 of one figure, 1 of another figure, and then none of the others. So I did manage to track down a employee at Target. I asked about it, and you know, I usually don't do that. It's just one of those things, like I would just rather not, you know, really bother people. But because it was just weird how they had 4 of one and 1 of another and none of the others. I just thought that was kind of strange. So I had to explain it to the employee. And of course I was very nice and very polite about it. Because, you know, a lot of people don't understand like how this works. So I was explaining, about the different characters and how, you know, they only have the one peg on the shelf at the store, but it's 4 different figures. So after explaining that for a little while, she went and took a look and she found the rest of the wave. So I was super excited and I was very grateful to her. Yeah, so now I have got the newest wave. So we're going to go through each figure. One thing that I really wish Hasbro did, we'll just kind of start from one side and work our way over, is if they would on the back put, you know, cross cells on the back. I mean, this artwork is really, really great, but it would really help stores and employees and like people who don't know anything about these figures if they would show the entire wave on the back. I think that would be really great. And, you know, lots of controversy about this figure. So let's see. So it looks like the artwork is correct. It looks like there's 6 stripes, and silver boots on the artwork. But of course the figure, that's not what the figure has. So the figure is 5 stripes, white boots. That's not correct. He's supposed to have a holster, but doesn't have a holster either. Then we have Dino Fury Red, which I wasn't going to get the Dino Fury Rangers. It just doesn't have, you know, the nostalgia for me like Mighty Morphin or In Space. But the suits just look so cool. And I really like the, you know, the dinosaur motif is always like one of my favorite, you know, for the Zords and everything. So, yeah, that looks really great. Then we have Dino Charge Pink. And looking good there, and it does actually look pink, not like that purple color that we've been getting on a lot of Pink Rangers. And finally, probably the one we're all least excited about, except we want those Tonfas, so that's how we get the Tonfas, is with this cog figure. And there is the back. The artwork on these packages is great, and, you know, the only problem with it is, of course, it's so good that it makes you want to keep the packaging, and, you know, that takes up more space, but they look great. So, let's go ahead and take a look at all the figures out of the packaging one by one here. So, I'm going to get rid of these and open them up, and we will get going here. All right, so I am going to start with the cog figure because it's honestly the one I am the least excited about. but it looks good. And I'm just going to do the comparisons. I'm going to do like some comparisons right away and some comparisons later. And, you know, you guys will be all right, I think. So here is one of the original cogs from the 2-pack. There's actually quite a bit of differences I'm seeing here. So if we look closer, if you look at the chest, the original has like these little green dots on it. And it looks more like either a different plastic or it's painted, whereas the new cog doesn't have the green dots at all. And it has more of a metallic kind of translucent look to it. Really interesting. You know, it is actually different. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this cog because I've been just getting 3 of each of the foot soldiers. So not a huge army, but sort of an army build kind of deal. But I have 2 of the gray. Well, I guess it's technically silver. So I have 2 of the silver ones and then 1 of the red ones. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just have 3 silver ones and then that red cog will just kind of be the oddball and I'll put him kind of somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, at least it's a little different. That's yeah, definitely a different shade. It's definitely much darker. Like I said, more metallic looking. So at least you're kind of getting a different figure, which is nice. So here is the alternate head. I do kind of wish they made this so it would just open and close like how it did on the show. Like they would lift up and like kind of fire a blast out of their eyes. That would have been nice, but oh well. And then we've got the little cog weapons here, and that one's going to roll right off the table. There it goes. All right, that's okay. So yeah, just run-of-the-mill cog weapons. We've got a couple extra hands. I know I'm kind of like leading up to the most exciting thing. So there's a grabby hand and a fist. But of course, what we really care about, what we really want, are the tonfas for Zeo Ranger 3 Blue. So we finally have Rocky's weapons. They're painted pretty well. You know, we do have like the gold and, you know, they could be a little bit more, you know, metallic looking, but still pretty good. So this is what we want. I mean, really, I don't know many people that really, really want this cog figure. But the, you know, the tonfas are a must-have. I mean, you know, it's like you can't have all the other Rangers have their weapons and then one be missing their weapon. I mean, that's just, you know, that's just crazy. All right, so next, let's take a look at the Lunar Wolf Ranger from Wild Force, and I'm already having trouble getting him to stand. His ankle joint is a little stuck. So let's see if we can get him fixed on camera here. I usually just kind of push it and hope that it snaps into place. So we'll see. He may or may not fall over at any moment. But yeah, you know, I know that there is problems with this figure. For me, I've been saying it in different social media posts. I've been saying it for a while. You know, it kind of is what it is. These are not super expensive figures. They're not import figures. By the way, these still rang up as $19.99 at Target. So these did not ring up for the new $22.99 price. I think Amazon has them for $24.99. But I literally just bought them this morning at Target. They all rang up $19.99. So that's good. But yeah, for me, it's not so much the mistakes. It's the fact that they said they would fix the mistakes and they did not do it. That's the problem that I have with any toy line, with really any company, any product. Like, if I want to buy your product and I tell you ahead of time, look, this is wrong, this is a mistake, and you say, okay, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to make it right. No problem. And then they don't do it. Like, that's really that's really not acceptable. Now, if they would have just released the figure and said, yeah, we know that there are, mistakes with the figure, it's not 100% show accurate, but oh well. Like, okay, that's how it is then. Like, you acknowledge the mistake, it's too late to do anything about it, so you're just like, sorry about that, but either buy it or don't. And it just kind of is what it is. Again, we're talking $20 figures. But when you say on camera, in like a live stream, yes, we're going to fix this, we know that it's wrong, it will be fixed before it hits stores, because literally that's what the team from Hasbro said, and they don't do it. And it's like, come on. Seriously, don't tell us you're going to fix something and then not fix it. But here's what we got. So this has the 5 stripes, it has the white boots. Oh well. It's still a really cool looking figure. For me, it's kind of, this is an interesting one because I do not intend to collect any other Wild Force figures that Hasbro puts out. If you've watched some of my previous videos on my channel, or if you follow me on Instagram or whatever, you've probably seen me say that, I was a little bit too old when Power Rangers first came out. Power Rangers first came out, I think I was about 13, going on 14. And I really loved it, but it's one of those things, like, once you get to, like, 14 or 15, other kids are gonna make fun of you and whatever for liking these kind of things. And that's kind of sort of what happened. So I was, all in with Mighty Morphin, loved it. I watched Zeo. I wasn't terribly into Zeo. I thought Zeo was fine. I just wasn't into it. I saw the Turbo movie and I thought it was terrible, and that was it for me for Power Rangers. And then, fast forward many years into the future, I actually started getting into it again just by like seeing kind of other posts and stuff online. And it was really Dino Charge, which, coming up here in a second. But it was really Dino Charge that fully brought me back into Power Rangers. So once I watched Dino Charge and I really, really enjoyed it, I went back and watched all of the other seasons that I had missed. And I gotta say, I think Wild Force is probably my least favorite. I just did not enjoy the show. I watched every episode, but it kind of started to become, like, I don't want to say painful, but it just started to become like, all right, this is just not that good. I just didn't enjoy it. And I know that the shows are for kids, and I know it's meant for children, but I even feel like if I was a kid, if I was 11 or 12, I don't know how much I would have enjoyed Wild Force. And I love animals, and in fact, the wolf is my favorite animal, and that's really one of the main reasons I got this figure. Plus, just by far for me, the Lunar Wolf Ranger was my favorite Ranger of the season. It was a really interesting character. It was an interesting backstory. His, the thing with Zanaku, like his evil other half and everything, and kind of like the Jekyll and Hyde aspect. That was all cool. I mean, really, the only part of Wild Force I really enjoyed was when the Lunar Wolf Ranger was there. So I definitely wanted to get this. He's a really cool 6 Ranger. His theme is the wolf, which is awesome. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna probably paint the boots silver, because that's gonna be a super easy fix. The stripe on the chest, to get that perfectly straight, is gonna pretty much be impossible for me. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. I mean, it's just not gonna bother me enough to where I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night. It's one of those things, I know that it's wrong, but it's not so glaringly obvious, like Dino Thunder white helmet. Like, that is a glaring, obvious problem. And then the boots, it's an easy fix. Now, I do wish he had a holster, because I would just absolutely love to put this weapon into a holster, because I love his weapon. I love, like, the pool cue motif. It's just really, it's cool. But yeah, so he should have a holster on his belt. He doesn't. I don't know. I could pretty easily get a holster from a different figure and, paint it gold and glue it on. I may do that. I don't know yet. That would, again, be a pretty easy fix. Just to glue on a holster, paint it gold, call it a day. And the boots will be even easier. Just paint it silver and he's good to go. Here is the other version of the weapon while we're looking at accessories. So there you go. It's like the gun version. you know, typical kind of stuff we're used to at Lightning Collection. A little bit of paint, but not a lot of paint. Speaking of things that we're used to, here's his lightning effect. I feel like this is one of the more boring ones. We have a ton of these from Lightning Collection. So this is just going to go probably in a box or something. Pretty boring effect. But I do love his alternate hands. So he's got like these clawed kind of hands. These are not hands that we get often. And these are cool. I will definitely be posing him with these hands. A lot of times I pose them with their weapons, but I don't know. These hands are so cool. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do one with the weapon and one with the claw. I don't know. And then as far as the civilian head, here is Merrick. It's okay. I wouldn't say that it's a great resemblance to the actor. It's just okay. I mean, rarely do I use these. Sometimes I'll make custom figures of civilian Rangers. I did that with Mighty Morphin, and I did a couple with Dino Charge. But yeah, that one will probably go in a box as well. So let's get rid of the Silver Wolf Ranger, and let's take a look at Dino Fury Red, which again, didn't really do much with his feet right out of the package, so there he is. Now, like I said already, I was really on the fence about whether I was going to get Dino Fury at all. But I've really been liking the season. I've really been enjoying it. Again, I know I'm a sucker for the dinosaur-themed seasons because they get me every single time. And probably in my top 5, I would say there's at least 2 or 3 dinosaur-themed seasons. I mean, Dino Thunder was awesome. Mighty Morphin Season 1 has all the nostalgia packed into it. And I love Dino Charge. And Dino Fury is pretty good so far. The suits look really neat. So I do like the suits, and I'm definitely going to get the Gold Ranger, because, you know, they're going to release that probably sooner rather than later. I think it's the Green Ranger is actually the one that's up next. And, you know, I have a very strong feeling I'm probably going to end up collecting the entire set of Dino Fury Rangers as well. Because just as a team, they always look so great together. It's so colorful, and they match, and they just look so cool. So yeah, I'm sure I'm going to end up doing that. I mean, at first I was like, all right, maybe I'll just get red and gold, but nah, I'm going to get them all. So the helmet looks amazing. I mean, it's so cool and so well detailed, and just, you know, like the lines on it are so sharp, and we don't see that a whole lot from these, you know, Lightning Collection figures. You know, there's usually paint messes and whatnot. Oh, look, a holster. How about that? So yeah, really cool looking figure. And the more and more I look at it, the more and more I've kind of decided that I'm probably just going to get the whole team. So he has an alternate fist in silver, because his hands are actually different colors, which doesn't happen very often either, now that I think about it, with Power Rangers. And then he's got whatever this is. It's not exactly a trigger finger hand. I don't know. This looks like holding a donut or something hand. Something like that. I don't know. Another thing I love about Dino Fury is their weapons are so cool. So I love these, you know, I think they're, what are they? Dino Fury sabers, right? So that would be cool if this mouth opened and closed, but yeah, that's way too much to ask for these. But it's still pretty good. I got a little paint mark right there that I can just cover up very easily. It kind of has a silvery metallic look to it. And then the face is done in the gold and red. Yeah. I mean, just typical Lightning Collection stuff. It has a little bit of paint. It could definitely use more, but it's good. It definitely works. Then we get this lightning effect, which is actually kind of a cool one. I'm sure we've gotten something like this before, but it's just kind of like a translucent clear. It has maybe a slight blue color to it. And this one, I'm assuming it just slides right on the sword. Yeah, that looks cool. I might have to use this one. That's a pretty cool lightning effect. I like that. And then we have the head sculpt. And it's pretty good. Again, I don't know if it really looks like the actor that much. But it's a good head sculpt. Like, it's painted well. I don't know. The more and more I look at it, the more I think maybe it does look like the actor that plays Zato. I don't know. Maybe it's a little better than I thought. All right. So I think just real quick for a comparison, obviously we don't have any Dino Fury Rangers. Actually, I have, I think, the Gold Ranger, the basic figure version, but I don't even know where that is right now. I'm kind of rearranging my toy room, and it's a bit of a mess. But here he is next to Mighty Morphin Red. This is, of course, my go-to Red Ranger, and I put the helmet on there, the metallic Red Ranger helmet on there, so that he could have a more show-accurate helmet. They look pretty good. This helmet looks like it's a little weird. I probably had him posed a little differently. And all right, how's that? There we go. That looks pretty good. So you can see that everything kind of matches up pretty well. Just a typical kind of Lightning Collection figure. I may add some paint to the Morpher, because I've done that before. I think I did that with Dino Thunder. I just feel like the Morpher could use a little bit more paint. So yeah, I'll probably do that. But yeah, nice figure. Very good. And more money I'm going to spend on yet another Ranger team. All right, so the figure that I am the most excited for, I have saved for last, and that is Dino Charge Pink. So if I can get her to stand, because her foot was a little weird in the package. There we go. So, and it's one of those things where I usually don't get super excited about the female figures. They're a little smaller. They're a little bit more, you know, fragile, like their arms and elbow joints and everything. But I am so excited to get this figure because it gets us that much closer to completing the Dino Charge team. I've already said that Dino Charge is definitely one of my favorite seasons of all. And I'm really excited to get very close to finishing the team. I'm actually planning on getting another Pink Ranger and turning her into a Purple Ranger. I have my custom Aqua Ranger figure that I just made, I guess, about a week or two ago. So I said to myself, I was like, look, we already know the other figures that are coming out in 2022. Who knows what's going to happen in 2023? So I might as well try to complete this team myself by customizing figures, and that is my plan. So look out for that video. It'll probably be about a month because it's going to take a while to get all the parts and figure it all out. But yes, definitely planning on working to finish this team sooner than the actual figures come out. All right, so let me get rid of my custom Aqua Ranger. So there's a lot going on with this figure. Now, she actually has a different kind of neck and head peg, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. There's other videos out there if you actually want to see the peg, but it is a new, different kind of peg that they're using. This is also the first time we're getting double jointed elbows, and this just makes me nervous because, again, these female figures, they make the arms thinner, and they just feel like they want to break, and I do not want this figure to break. Absolutely not. Of course, she's missing the paint on her hands, which most of them are. So I will be painting that silver, just like I have for all the other Rangers. The head sculpt, or the helmet sculpt, I should say, looks fantastic. I mean, this detail is really good. I mean, this is probably the best female Power Ranger figure they've put out. I mean, I really think that this is the best female Ranger we've had so far. Okay, let's look at the accessories. So we have her Morpher / Blaster. And this one, I mean, I feel like these are just getting cheaper and cheaper looking. I think this one is just like molded in some kind of weird yellow plastic and then barely has any paint on it. But I don't really care because I'm not going to pose her with the blaster anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, this is weird. This is a strange little decision that they made. So they included her Tricera drill weapon, but none of the other Dino Charge Rangers have their specific Ranger weapon And we've already almost completed the core team. And then, I don't know, it's weird. Why would you include this? Because now we're going to be like, where are all the other weapons, you know? So who knows? But I guess it doesn't bother me as much as like it would for like Mighty Morphin or Zeo. I guess just because it's made a bigger deal in the show. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, I think that this is cool. I may even pose her with this. It's just well done, well painted with the Triceratops face. So I don't know. Then we got our usual alternate hands, little fist, little karate chop. So nothing different there. Now, I do really like this lightning effect that she comes with. So this is, I think, the same one that came with the Black Dino Charge Ranger Chase. It's just in a different color, but it's almost like a sparkly, almost like what they use to make the metallic Ranger suits. I don't know if that's gonna focus or if it's coming out on the camera. Of course, it doesn't want to cooperate. Oh, there it goes. So it has the little, almost like glitter in it. It's really neat looking. So I don't know. I'm gonna do something with this because again, I don't want to pose her with the actual thing, but it's only gonna fit on the Dino Charge weapon. So I know I have Chase posed with his gun. Maybe I'll put it on there. We'll see. So speaking of Chase, let's see how she looks with her fellow Dino Charge Rangers. So there's Chase. Oh, so you know what? Why not? I have him posed with his gun. Let's see if this will fit on his gun. And didn't want to fit it first, but it seems to be fitting now. So there's Chase with Shelby's blast effect. That works, right? And then we got my boy Riley with his sword and his effect. Stay. There we go. And I already showed you my custom Aqua Ranger. So there's that again. And then we've got Ivan there with his sword and his morpher. And then, of course, we have Tyler the Red Ranger. So, yeah, this looks cool. So I'm really happy with just getting so close to completing this team. It seems like we just got Riley like yesterday, although it's been quite a while since those figures came out, although you can still find them pretty easily on the shelves. And yeah, my plans right now are to make a purple and graphite Rangers, and that's probably going to take me quite a while getting that all figured out. And then silver, I don't know, because the Silver Ranger is very unique, and that's going to be a hard custom, so I may have to just wait until that one comes out in the actual, in the actual line. But yeah, so the last thing I wanted to do before I forget, I just wanted to show you what all of the Wave 11 figures look with each other. So let me get the rest of the Dino Charge Rangers out of here now. Oh, and I forgot to show Shelby's face sculpt. This is good. This was very well done. I think that they did a good job on this one. I don't know. I may even make a custom civilian figure for Shelby because it was it's just that good. So let's see Wave 11 all together. And then one of the most important things of all, and again, something that I didn't want to forget, so bear with me here. Because something else that we've been waiting for quite a long time is for this. So finally, Rocky has his weapons. So now he's got his blue tonfas, and now we can finally call the Zeo Ranger Lightning Collection complete, right? He's got his Tampas, everybody else has been released, they have their weapons, and we are good now. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and comment, and have a great rest of your day.